Okay, so we found out today that John Edwards' former aide, Andrew Young, is now refusing to turn over this alleged sex tape to Edwards' mistress, Rielle Hunter, because he's now saying he's not sure it's hers to have, which sounds strange to me because Young sounded pretty sure that it was, in fact, Hunter on the tape. But now, after Hunter won a court order for it to be returned, he's not sure. Megan, it actually looks to me now like Andrew Young's whole story is starting to show some cracks.
You know, maybe it does, but to me, the damage has already been done. John Edwards admitted the affair. He admitted he's the father of that baby. So I think, in a sense, nothing is good for John Edwards at this point. And I think Andrew Young went along with it. We're not sure why he went to the extent that he did. And so now I think he's figuring out where his leverage is and where he can go. Yeah, but there was something about this particular interview where he seemed a little less sure of himself than we've seen in the past. So taking that into account and realizing, you know, there is not a whole lot that could make John Edwards look good at this point. Noel, what do you think? Does it help Edwards at all that perhaps the guy who's now making him look really bad is starting to possibly not look so great himself?
Well, AJ, all I've got to say is grab the popcorn, honey. It is home movie night at Andrew Young's house. You know what? I've got to tell you, this book was written by an opportunist about a narcissist. And why did he go to the trouble of piecing together and fixing the tape if he wasn't going to sell it? He's going to sell the tape, and his credibility is a little faltering right now.
Well, he's saying, you know, that's not his plan, and it hasn't been. And just this morning on ABC's Good Morning America, Andrew Young explained why he revealed this reported sex tape. And again, for now, he says he does not plan on cashing in on it. Let's watch.
I couldn't have told this story without including the sex tape. We haven't done anything with the sex tape. We haven't tried to sell.
I would say, have you ever tried to sell it? Never?
No, we've been offered gigantic amounts of money, and we said no.
Yeah, and it's not exactly like you said, he never will try to sell it. So at least right now, the tape's not out there. Doesn't look like it will necessarily be getting out there. But Megan, are you with me that Edwards is far from out of the woods as far as the sex tape is concerned? I mean, look, even if he says he's never going to sell it, it still exists, according to Andrew Young.
The fact that Andrew Young even spoke about it, he knew it was going to get incredible attention. This scandal has already gotten so much attention. This just adds salt to the wound, AJ, in my opinion. I hope, for the sake of Elizabeth Edwards, it never sees the light of day. But, I think at this point, you sort of think anything's possible because this John Edwards scandal has been so incredible as it continues to unravel.
Well, I think what was so incredible that was revealed, this voicemail. I mean, this is really something. We got this brand new glimpse into the anger and the frustration that Elizabeth Edwards had to have been feeling when she thought, because her husband told her so, that Andrew Young was the one who, of course, was the father of this love child and was trying to destroy her family. Because as all this was going on, John Edwards allegedly told his wife that Young wasn't paying child support for Rielle Hunter's baby. That's why the tabloids were coming after Edwards. You got to listen to this voicemail Elizabeth Edwards left for Young. This is in 2008.
You're going to have to take care of your baby. And then you and your concubine and your entire family can stay out of our lives.
Yeah, a lot of people wondered all along if Elizabeth ever believed her husband's lies. You remember when she went public and she really seemed to kind of go along with his story. But everybody said, how could she not know that he was the father of his mistress's baby? Noel, if this call really is Elizabeth, doesn't it really show us that she was in the dark just like the rest of us were back then?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? She has been through so much. And finally, she is really out of the dark and getting to see what this is all about. You know what I mean? This is really bad.
Megan, what do you think? I mean, it's to me, one of the most telling pieces of this puzzle that we've heard. We're actually getting, perhaps, if this is a true call of Elizabeth Edwards, we're getting a true feeling for what was going on.
It gives us a tiny insight into somebody who remained so composed as her husband ran for president. AJ, in that phone call, I heard a person who was exhausted, who had done so much to stand by her husband's side, who was holding on to the trust in her marriage, because if you don't have trust, what do you have? And I heard somebody who was exhausted because they are battling cancer, and it was just too much. She sounded like a human being to me.
Yeah. By the way, on the sex tape thing, I raised the question to somebody earlier today, who wants to see a John Edwards sex tape? And apparently the person who I asked said, yeah, there are people out there. I mean, can you believe that?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Yeah. Noel, you in or what?
No, I am so not in on that. The last thing I want to see is politicians gone wild with their mystery.
Exactly. All right. Megan Alexander, Noel, Nick Forth, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.